Hi, this is Dr. Frank Thomas with another version of Living Your Passion. And in this version, I want to talk about fear. And I want to talk about, particularly when you've done, remember we talked about having a vocational plan, having a health and wellness plan, having a financial plan, and then having a spiritual plan. So after you have done all the planning that you could do, after you've done all the praying, there comes a moment when you have to make the decision. You have to take the leap. And the closer you get to taking the leap, the more fearful it becomes. This is why in the Bible, when they had trouble out in the wilderness, they said to Moses, take us on back to Egypt. At least in Egypt, we had good food. In other words, fear, the closer we get to the life that God would have us to live, the closer we get to freedom, the more fearful we get and the more attractive slavery looks. So after we've done all of this planning, I did all the planning, I did all of the prayer. I did everything. I prayed, I was sure, God told me. But when it came to handing over that letter announcing my retirement, I shook like a leaf. That week, it was one of the most difficult weeks of my life. There were two pivotal conversations that got me through that week. One with the moderator of the congregation and the other with my wife. On a long walk with my wife, I was scared to death. We're leaving everything we know. We're leaving our security. We're probably going to move to another city. If I go to teaching, we're going to take on another profession. Why don't we just stay where we are? We can ride out to retirement. Fear. It was all fear. We were walking, and she said, well, okay, what's going on? And I said, ultimately, I think the Lord is saying to me that I've done all that I can do, and that someone else needs to pick up the mantle from here. I was shaking like a leaf. I was scared to death. So I got up, wrote the letter of retirement. That was Friday morning. I called my parents, called my mother and father. I called my brother and sister. I called my children, brought them, I told them. Told a couple critical friends that asked me for prayer. Saturday morning I got up and drove the letter to the house of the moderator. And I was virtually in tears when I delivered. I was scared to death. I went through with it. It was ultimately faith, God told me, the support of my family, support of friends, prayer. I went through with it. Fear is overcome by courage. You have to step into the unknown. I don't care how you plan this thing, you have to step into the unknown. And you know what happened to me? When I stepped into the unknown, there were blessings awaiting me that I never could have anticipated. So when I stepped into the unknown, opportunities opened for me. I can't explain it to you, but everything that I was fearful of has been overcome. I was scared that I'd never get preaching engagements. I was preaching as a pastor, so you know when you're not a pastor, you preach by invitation. I've got invitations. I was scared we were going to have enough finances, though I'd done the financial planning and we were prepared for it. You know, you always think of the worst case scenario. God has provided for the finances. I was scared moving to a new city. I was going to have to make new friends. Made new friends, an abundance of friends, not only in an old city, the new city, and friends all over the globe. It takes a step. I don't care how you plan, and I do mean you should plan. I don't think we should take blindly without a plan. Have a plan. But you're going to have to exercise your faith in God. You're going to have to trust God. You're going to have to make the step. And when you make that step and you've planned and you've prayed and you've talked, you got support of your family and friends, I believe that God will bless. I have had so much in untold riches. I never would have dreamed that I would be sitting here talking to you about living your passion in the way that I have. And it wouldn't have been possible if I would not have taken the step to walk into the unknown. So I hope that encourages somebody. Do your planning now. I'm not saying walk blindly without planning. I'm saying even after you plan, there's a point when you have to walk blindly. And if you've done your planning well, you've done your prayer well, and you have your friend support and your family support, when you walk into the new thing, God will open doors for new opportunity. That's my testimony. I hope it blesses your life. Every Monday, we have a Periscope call at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. I'd love for you to be a part. Every week on SoundCloud, we release a spiritual vitamin that you can pick up. Every Monday, we release a teaching on video preaching. It's a powerful teaching that we do, that I've done, that I want you to be a part and listen. And every Friday, we release another version of Living Your Passion from the inside out. So I want you to subscribe to these platforms, and thank you so very much for listening. Please share this with your friends and your family. I believe in planning. I believe in planning. But even after you plan, you've got to exercise a major amount of faith. Or maybe there's faith in the planning and there's faith in walking into the unknown. God bless you, and I'll see you next week.